Good morning, Atlanta. You want Georgia and Alabama? We've got every angle covered. Coming up right now on the fastest 30 minutes in television, football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers, Chevrolet, Find New Roads, Bojangles, and Reliable Heating and Air. Welcome to football's Play to Win. With Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Edge Schechter, college and SEC football expert Chris Marler, Falcons All-Pro wide receiver Terrence Mathis, and your host, Nikki Williams. Today's hometown team report is being brought to you by Montlick Injury Attorneys. Our attorneys know what it takes to win.
Welcome back. Our hometown team report is brought to you by Montlick Injury Attorneys. It's another awesome week and, of course, an awesome game day. It is championship week, coming into some of the biggest games we've been waiting for all year. A lot of coaching moves happened during this past week. Chuck, I know we were talking about it all on last week's show, so I'm going to let you take it from here when I ask you who made the best hire.
Oh, I think it's easy. I think it's USC, Lincoln Riley. First and foremost, he's young. He understands how to recruit because, listen, the way you win championships in college football, you got to have a quarterback that can make it happen. Lincoln Riley, he's had 3 quarterbacks at OU that have helped him get to where he is now. But guess what? All the top quarterbacks, listen, are going to take a look at USC right now. And let's be honest, it ain't a bad place to play when you're winning. I mean, you got some weather, some ocean. So Lincoln Riley's the best one, in my opinion.
And Terrence, we didn't get to hear much from you last week on the coaching discussion, but you're in it, right? This is your life. So how do you feel about the coaching hires made and where we're at now?
Well, right now, I think, you're going to look at African Americans possibly getting shut out this year, this upcoming year, 2020. So, and that's a shame. That's really a shame because we have done all the things that are asked of us to do. We've knocked on doors, we beat on doors to try to get a seat at the table, and we're just not getting there. We need more people to champion for us as African-American coaches to get to the table. And it's just nepotism that's going on in college, especially college football right now, where you're just hiring your friends. You're hiring friends and you're not even hiring well-qualified applicants for the job.
Bob, is there an interview process? What do you think needs to happen to break the cycle here?
Well, I think one of the things that happens to break this cycle is the fact that you have to hold coaches accountable just like you hold players accountable. And when you're recycling these coaches into these programs, are you looking at their win-loss records? Are you looking at if they were on probation, if they did anything outside the NCAA rules? And when guys keep getting jobs and they have showed in their last job they might have been incapable, then I look at that saying this is an opportunity to elevate someone into a program that may have never been a head coach in a big school or Power 5, but can run a good program.
Now, as far as expectations go, Chuck, do you think adding this transfer portal to the mix has changed expectations for head coaches at all?
Oh, no question. It made it where teams, coaches that really can't recruit, they can go out right now and basically hire a player. It's almost like you go and look at the one ad. Let's see what's in there, what I'm going to buy. That's basically what it is. And you get a player, it can change your program around fast. Look at Houston, who's going to play against Cincinnati. Listen, the Houston Cougars are basically ain't nothing but a gang of transfers. Look at Florida State. I mean, it really didn't help them. But the point being, Nikki, yes, it can make a team that's average become pretty good real fast. The portal is here to stay, and it is definitely helping coaches.
And the big question, is it good for football? Guys, we're just getting warmed up. Stick with us when we come back. What does today mean for Kirby Smart's legacy? We'll touch on it coming up next on Football's Play to Win.
There's slow, and there's insurance companies slow. Good thing for you, we know a few things about dealing with insurance companies, so you don't have to. After you're hurt, never go it alone. Speak with a Montlick attorney today.
Hi, honey. Oh, I missed you.
You just want to video call the kids.
Okay. Hush, little baby.
But if slow upload speeds turn your good night call into an accidental horror movie,
Can you hear me?
Shut it down.
just remember, you're not a bad mom. You just need better internet.
AT&T Fiber delivers faster upload speeds for more reliable video calls. Get AT&T Fiber, plan starting at $35 a month for a year. Limited availability in select areas. Call 1-877 only ATT.
Chevy is taking people lots of places this holiday.
We're going sledding!
We're going to find the perfect tree.
We're going to Nana.
Let your Chevy dealer take you there with Chevy Red Tags, where the price you see is the price you pay.
Happy holidays from Chevy.
Find new places, find new roads. Very well qualified buyers may also be eligible to get 2.49% financing plus $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado. And you may qualify for $500 bonus cash on most Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups when you find your red tag.
You just bought a new house. Now you've got to move. Nobody likes to move. That's why you call Atlanta Peach Movers. Your choice for the best move. No job is too big or too small, and you can be assured your belongings will get where they need to be on time and in one piece. Our in-house training facility ensures our team is ready to offer you unmatched service and a no-hassle moving experience. For the best value in the business, call Atlanta Peach Movers for a free quote today.
Today's SEC and ACC report is being brought to you by your Southeastern Nissan dealer.
And we are back. Our SEC ACC report is brought to you by Greater Atlanta Nissan. Chris Marler jumping in to break down all things college football. Big day today, SEC championship. What does today mean? Big day for Kirby Smart's legacy, Chris.
I mean, this is the day. This is the day you've been telling yourselves this for 41 years in this state, that this is your year. And if you don't do it this year, I don't know when you're going to do it, because you're clearly the best team in the country. And this is a team you've led for 58 minutes out of 120 minutes of 118 minutes out of the 120 total in the last two games, and still lost. So you need to get a win today.
Okay, and you came up with some really interesting stats for why today may go in favor of Georgia and why it may not. Would you mind sharing?
Yeah, so I didn't come up with this. It's just factual information I'm sharing with everyone. That it's not me. It's not an opinion or anything. But I thought it was really interesting. So Bama is a 6.5-point underdog today, and like we've said on this show all year, I think they will get beat by Georgia. But in the 4 previous times they've been an underdog by 7 points or less, it's only happened 4 times since 2008 at Alabama. That's 192 games. In those 4 games, Alabama won all 4, and they won all 4 by double digits by an average of 18 points a game. So I never thought I would say this, but stop sleeping on Alabama.
I know, and you even your
no one sleeping on Alabama.
He got his daddy on the show.
All the Georgia fans are. Don't even start with me.
Let's take a look at the college football top 10. So we know it's going to obviously all shake out tomorrow, but who do you think makes it right now, Chris?
Well, I mean, first off, I want to give a huge shout out to Brian Kelly for leaving Notre Dame to make sure that none of us have to see them in the playoffs, since the committee said that they are not going to go in without a coach. So he deserves a statue, for one. I think it's going to end up being Georgia, Michigan, Oklahoma State, and I also think Cincinnati's going to get in. So it would take a miracle, I think, at this point for a 2-loss SEC team to get in, like Bama. But I think it sets up really well. You're going to have a lot of new blood in there. It should be fun.
That's why Notre Dame is sitting pretty. Coachless or not, they don't have to play in these championship games. So there's those other teams that still have to win to get in, or if they lose, it sets up for Notre Dame to go. I like it for Notre Dame.
Guys, stick with us. We're going to figure out whether or not second time's a charm for Stetson Bennett. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back on Football's Play to Win.
Buffalo sauce, hot honey, flipped, boneless, dipped, Arby's, razzled, buffalo, dazzled, hot honey, $5 boneless wings and crinkle fries deal. Arby's, we have the meats.
We carry a lot in our trucks and use cutting-edge technology. Our experience is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Get any size furnace for just $49.99 a month.
Welcome to Hope USA. It's a feeling that exists inside us all. And real places where Wells Fargo and small businesses are working together to help bring hope to the streets of our communities and beyond.
Today's University of Georgia Report is being brought to you by Beaver Toyota. We're here to wow ya.
Welcome back. Our dog report is brought to you by Beaver Toyota. Bob, former All-American, first-round draft pick. What would you do versus Nolan Smith?
I definitely wouldn't cry, even though he leads Georgia's football team in forced fumbles and the Kobe Dean inside linebacker leads in sacks. I would look at the opportunity that said there's a front seven that gets after people. Everybody contributes, so there's really no one that you can target. But I always say you got to find that big man in the middle, and that's number 99. You go get after him. You go get that defensive lineman on some chop blocks, some wham blocks, all kind of stuff, because he is the glue of that defense. He is the big man in the middle, and you might can attack him with a variety of different players, a tight end, a fullback, and it's one of those things is that you want to disrupt all the chemistry and all the hoopla of that Georgia defense to really say, let's go in a trench warfare battle and let's see who got the best guys for it.
I don't want to do that.
Man with raw talent. Big man in the middle, though. Chuck, former collegiate D and MVP at the Senior Bowl. My God, we were just in the presence of so much.
All of us are so talented, guys.
Old school. If you're Will Anderson for Alabama, what's your strategy?
Well, my strategy is first and foremost to get upfield, not use power. Stetson Bennett likes to run. He likes to go up in between the tackles and run a lot, and sometimes he'll dash to the right. I'm using power to try to restrict Stetson Bennett's running lanes, and then that's kind of, I would try to vice him in, and that's really important. But then after that, Nikki, I will come with some good speed rushes. The kid can speed rush. He's got great talent. I think this is great. I think this is the toughest matchup that Georgia will have had against a pass rusher this year in Will Anderson.
And Chris, you've been pretty vocal about, you think Georgia is going to take this today, but Stetson Bennett did struggle against Alabama last year. What makes you think this year is going to be any different?
Well, first off, you gave everyone else an accolade and mentioned all of their resumes. So I want to say that I was Parkview High School baseball most improved in 2003, and that's not an award that you say that fast. So speaking of most improved, I'll say that Stetson Bennett. It's different because here's the thing: there's this false narrative that Stetson Bennett isn't that great of a quarterback. When you look at the numbers, he ranks number 1 in the SEC in QBR, passer efficiency, yards per attempt. This offense has been really, really good, really efficient. They just haven't had to throw the ball that much. So what do I think will be different? I think he's a lot more confident. And honestly, more than anything, I think he's got the confidence of the fan base. Because you talk about that entire season last year was kind of blamed on him from everyone. When you talk about if we had JT Daniels, we would have won every game. We would have been in the national championship. And that was kind of like the whole idea going into this season. And credit to this kid, man, and especially in this day and age when everyone's in the transfer portal, he stuck it out. He stuck it out, and he listened, ignored all the haters, and he's going to lose on Saturday. But it'll be fun for him.
And by the way, Chris, you are one of the most talented analysts I have ever met. I meant to introduce you that way, and now it's time for our college football showdown.
Today's Showdown of the Week is being brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing.
No shocker here. It's the SEC championship right here in the good old ATL. Who do you think is going to take the win, and why do you feel that way, Chuck? I will start with you.
Well, I think first it's going to be Georgia. I think that Alabama's going to struggle, number one, to run the ball. Alabama really has almost no running game. Their top running back's injured. I don't really see them throwing the ball on Georgia like that. I love the quarterback, but I think Alabama's going to be one-dimensional. I think Georgia's defense shuts it down. I think the Dogs win.
One for Georgia. What say you, Bob?
Ooh, I hate to be the local guy that's against the home team, but
don't do this,
Bob. It was
Bob.
something about watching the Tennessee game and just juxtaposing Alabama into that Tennessee position. There was opportunities to thrive down the field with your receivers. I look at Alabama's receivers in a much better caliber than Tennessee receivers, so I think they will be opportunity in the passing game. I feel that Alabama's offensive line is sturdy enough that they can protect long enough to get that ball released. So it's going to be a close game, but I'm going to give the edge to Alabama.
Boo hiss. One Georgia, one Alabama. Chris, put a bow on it. Who's doing this?
September 22nd, 2007. Nikki, where were you? I'll tell you where I was. Young, 21-year-old hammered drunk Chris is sitting there in Bryant-Denny for the last time Georgia beat Bama. I think that streak ends on Saturday, but I tell you what, it's going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be closer than people think because this Bama team, for the first time in a very long time, has no expectations and no pressure on them. They can go out and have fun and just let it fly. And I think Bryce Young's going to have himself a day. So Georgia, but close.
It's going to be a heck of a time for everybody. Guys, when we come back, we're going to talk Atlanta Falcons. Are they realistically a playoff team? Stay with us. We'll be right back on Football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by Montlick Injury Attorneys. Our attorneys know what it takes to win. AT&T and Beaver Toyota.
You guys are going to love this. We've made it simple. We call it Beaver Direct. You don't have to visit the dealership to get a great deal on a new or used vehicle. Complete your entire purchase right online. At Beaver Direct, you can quickly obtain a credit approval, have your trade appraised, chat with a specialist, and even switch to video. Beaver Direct was designed to make your car buying experience fast, fun, and easy. We'll trailer your vehicle right to your doorstep for your private test drive. Log on to BeaverToyotaofCumming.com and click on the Beaver Direct button. You'll be done in no time.
If you have psoriasis, it's time to see the possibilities with Taltz. Up to 90% of those with moderate to severe psoriasis saw a significant improvement. Some even saw 100% clear skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Taltz. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. Increased risk of infections and lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about infections, symptoms, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop, worsen, or if you had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Ask your doctor about Taltz.
We break a sweat to get you feeling comfortable. Our commitment is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Get any size furnace for just $49.99 a month.
On or off the field, we all have rules to play by. But what happens after a serious car crash? When the insurance company won't play fair? At Montlick & Associates, we know injury law, and we know what it takes to win. After all, we've been winning in our field for over 35 years. If you've been injured, we're here to help. Simply dial #WIN from your cell phone for your free consultation. That's #946.
Today's Atlanta Falcons report is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers. Chevrolet, find new roads.
And we're back. Our Falcons report is brought to you by Georgia Drive Chevy. Welcome back into the mix, Terrence Mathis. While we break down some Atlanta Falcons football, let's take a look at that remaining schedule and ask the very honest question. Are the Falcons even in the playoff conversation? Is that even a possibility? What do you think, Terrence?
Well, I think the Falcons have to get to 10 games for sure. And I'm looking at their schedule right now. I can see, there's 2 winnable games there, the Panthers and the Lions. And that brings you to 7. You got to win some games you're not supposed to win. The Buccaneers, the 49ers, the Bills, and the Saints. So with 6 games left, you got to get 5 of the 6 to possibly have a chance to get in the playoffs. It's a tough deal for the Atlanta Falcons.
And regardless of the numbers game that we just played, Chuck, what do the Falcons need to do to prove they're even worthy of being a playoff team?
I think first and foremost, Nikki, they got to step up versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Come out and show that you can man up, and from that standpoint, go at them. Make some plays. Make it a game where it's compelling. Give yourself a shot to win towards the end. I just think I'd like to see what they do against Tampa, but it's fun to see the Falcons in the mix. I mean, go figure.
Well, it's one of those things is that even with the losing record that they sit with now, they are still right around that playoff number. It's 7 teams. They expand the playoffs. Those teams that they have in front of them, they get an opportunity to play those guys. So the 49ers, they get an opportunity to play that team. So it's one of those things is that these divisional matchups, the NFC South is still up for grabs, in my opinion, because you got Tampa and you got them in your sights for a victory, because even though you barely, I say barely, it was a crazy looking win against Jacksonville last week, but it's one of those things that it's still a momentum builder. Can you go out there and have a flawless game against Tampa? Because it will take a flawless game.
Straight up, Terrence, are the Falcons talented enough to beat the Bucs?
They're not talented enough. But if they can out-scheme them, they can out-scheme them and put some things together where they can create some big plays and some opportunities for themselves. Yeah, they have a chance to win because they're professionals also. But at the end of the day, the offensive scheme, the defensive scheme got to be solid. And it has to have some explosive plays in there, especially offensively, for them to even have a chance.
Okay, guys, when we come back, they're going to tell us what it's like when you're fighting for a playoff spot. You don't want to miss it. It's all coming up next on Football's Play to Win.
Chevy is taking people lots of places this holiday.
We're going sledding.
We're going to find the perfect tree.
We're going to Nana.
Let your Chevy dealer take you there with Chevy Red Tags, where the price you see is the price you pay.
Happy holidays from Chevy.
Find new places, find new roads. Very well qualified buyers may also be eligible to get 2.49% financing plus $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado. And you may qualify for $500 bonus cash on most Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups when you find your red tag.
This is it. Oh, this is it. Down South Barbecue.
This is it. Barbecue and Seafood brings back its best value. 2 for $32. 1 for Saturday and 1 for Sunday. 2 dinners, 2 desserts, 2 drinks, all for just $32. Now order online at thisisitbbq.com. Opening soon, Union City. It's still the rib tips.
You just bought a new house. Now you've got to move. Nobody likes to move. That's why you call Atlanta Peach Movers. Your choice for the best move. No job is too big or too small, and you can be assured your belongings will get where they need to be on time and in one piece. Our in-house training facility ensures our team is ready to offer you unmatched service and a no-hassle moving experience. For the best value in the business, call Atlanta Peach Movers for a free quote today.
Today's NFL report is being brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air, servicing Atlanta's heating and air conditioning needs for over 40 years.
Welcome back. Our NFL report is brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Guys, it is December, and we are looking at 37 combined years of NFL experience here on our panel. I think that is awesome. Information that no one is going to be able to get. So tell the people out there watching what it's like to be a player fighting for a playoff spot right now. Terrence?
Oh, man, every game counts. Every game counts, and every time you score, you're looking at the scoreboard not to see your score, but looking at the other team that you're going against to see if you're going to beat them and get them to the playoffs. So you're playing 2 games at once. You're playing to try to beat this team, and hopefully you're watching the other team that hopefully they're not getting to the playoffs. So it's stressful. It's stressful.
Stressful, fun. Is there any fun to it, Chuck?
Nikki, it's real fun because you know what? When you're in the mix, because there were so many years as Falcons, we weren't always in the mix. But when you're in that playoff chase, the city is on fire. Everybody, Falcon fans are ready. Everybody's talking about it. Sports talk on TV. You're getting more interviews. Everything is a lot lovelier. So I just think when you're in the playoff hunt, it's just fun because everything is exciting when you have that opportunity, even like where the Falcons are now.
Bob, what are some fun memories of you as a Falcon fighting for the playoffs that you can share, on TV?
Well, I tell you, football in December is great fun. It is always great fun, especially when you have the confidence of the team, your teammates in that locker room, and the fans and everybody. And the only experience I know is do not show up to the game in a U-Haul. And you cannot have players that think that the team won't make the playoffs, and they do, because we had that experience where U-Haul showed up like we wasn't going to win, and we prevailed and made it to the playoffs. So everybody on that team needs to believe.
T-Mac,
they just
touchdown.
Need to believe, guys. Stick with us when we come back. We're going to talk to Jeffrey the Ed Schechter and get those picks that you guys have been waiting for. It's all coming up next on Football's Play to Win.
At Reliable Heating and Air, every day we roll out before the sun rises. We carry a lot in our trucks and use cutting-edge technology. And work late, so you can sleep easier. We get uncomfortable to restore your comfort. And keep you warm all winter long. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Get any size furnace for just $49.99 a month.
Chevy is taking people lots of places this holiday.
We're going sledding.
We're going to find the perfect tree.
We're going to Nana.
Let your Chevy dealer take you there with Chevy Red Tags, where the price you see is the price you pay.
Happy holidays from Chevy.
Find new places, find new roads. Very well qualified buyers may also be eligible to get 2.49% financing plus $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado. And you may qualify for $500 bonus cash on most Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups when you find your red tag.
It's bow time. Real deal chicken sandwiches don't take shortcuts. Cause bold, hand-breaded chicken, huge pickles, and buttered buns just taste better. Try the new Bo's Chicken Sandwich for $3.99, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
Wouldn't it be awesome if you could buy your next vehicle without going to the dealership? Now you can with Beaver Direct. It's fast and really simple. Log into BeaverToyotaComing.com, click on Beaver Direct, quietly shop from hundreds of vehicles, obtain a credit approval and trade appraisal in minutes. We'll gently deliver your vehicle to your location for your private test drive. Beaver Direct is the fastest and easiest way to get a great deal on your next vehicle. Log on to BeaverToyotaComing.com and see for yourself why Atlanta buys cars from Beaver Direct.
Today's college and NFL predictions is being brought to you by This Is It Barbecue.
And we are back with our college and NFL predictions brought to you by This Is It Barbecue. Welcome back in, Jeffrey the Ed Schechter. We've been waiting for those picks. Don't make us wait any longer. What's going to happen?
SEC, Georgia 6.5 over Bama. After watching Bama last week, you're going to think it's easy. Georgia's going to kill them. I don't know about that, but Georgia's going to beat them. Their defense is too good. Give the 6.5. This is a tricky one. Houston only lost one game all year. First game of the year. You're a 10.5-point underdog to Cincinnati. I think they can hang in with Cincinnati. Take Houston with the points. And then Iowa plays Michigan. They're the only team that could beat 9-2, play at a 3-8 team, and be a 1-point underdog. I can't understand it, but they are terrible. Give 11 with Michigan, and they won't have a letdown because Harbaugh won't let them. In the pros, Miami has come on strong. They had injuries early, and they lost 7 in a row. Now they just won 4 in a row, and they'll beat the Giants. Give the 4. Pittsburgh is a disaster. They have no defense. Their offense is done. The team needs an enema from head to toe. Give the 4.5 with Baltimore. They'll kill them. And now New England gets 2.5 at Buffalo. Great coach, great defense, with a smart young quarterback. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Take New England with 2.5, and they're the team to beat in the AFC. Good luck, everybody.
Thank you, Jeffrey, and thank you all for tuning in to another week of Football's Play to Win. It's going to be an exciting day of football. We can't wait to see you all again next week, 9 a.m. Saturday on Fox 5 for another episode of Football's Play to Win.
Today's show has been brought to you by This Is It Barbecue, Atlanta Peach Movers, and your Atlanta Nissan dealers.